Greetings, friends! Welcome back to Mercenaries of Mischief. I guess it's time to take a little trip across worlds to see what's been going on in the regular old land of the Mercs of Mischief. Nothing strange going on today. Puck?
Hello. Your announcements for today. Regularly scheduled program, we have the Mercenaries of Mischief today, and then we also have our Too Many Warlocks show, which will be airing tomorrow. We're doing a special episode of Mom's Trash Bin on Tuesday. We'll be having a watch party for the movie Clue. If you want to join in on that, you can hop on with a free trial Prime subscription and join us as we watch Clue. It'll be a lot of fun. And then on Wednesday, watch party, cheer party. And on Wednesday, we will be premiering our gothic horror genre Mercenaries of Mischief show called A Weekend in Pavalia. And we encourage everybody to come out for that. You're going to see some familiar faces in some unfamiliar settings. And you can join us for that on Wednesday night. One more final announcement. We would like to remind all students that an out-of-range target has an AC of infinity. They can't hit you if they can't catch you. If you please.
What makes you think I have a new intro ready for these characters?
Oh, right.
I mean, look,
it's because you're you. I learned it by watching you.
It's the same actors. You could play them.
Should we just sing it ourselves?
You should have just changed the music to just like some dark music. And
Let's improv, you guys.
Like, I have different characters, different character images.
That's fair. Moving along. Welcome to the Mercenaries of Mischief. I, as always, am your benevolent Dungeon Master, Puck. And I am joined today by these lovely Mercenaries of Mischief, but not the ones that we're used to. These are different ones. We have the Daughter of the Sea, Moon's Fury, Miss Gilberta fucking Knott, joining us today. We have everyone's favorite Hugbear Druid, Norbog, joining us today. That's odd. And we have Darius Squared also joining us here. My two Dariuses. I
think the plural that has been accepted by the community is Daria.
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 No, look, it's Mercs of Mischief, double Darius.
The dawning of the age of the Darius.
And last but not least, Queen of Avernus, the Hellsinger, Lilith, Queen of Hell. Just the top layer.
Before we dive in, Puck, Chad is asking about alts.
Yep.
Or, I mean, ultimates. You know,
the live request.
Oh,
live request.
Right. I almost forgotten. Almost forgotten on that. So the live requests, you can still donate. Here's the thing about our multi-dimensional assist system right now. Currently, it's being geared to this other team of strange individuals. So when you donate to them for the duration of this timeline, these will go to their alternate reality counterparts. And you might be asking yourselves, Puck, you Herculean exemplar, what happens to the leftover tokens once we leave these characters behind and go back to the other ones? Well, I'm glad you asked, astute viewer. The tokens will stay with the alternate reality versions. And should the alternate reality versions do battle with the main versions, they will be able to utilize those tokens.
Uh-oh. That's not... I don't like that.
And that's how that's going to work out.
This is Prime Gilberta asking you to chill out. Don't touch me.
This is Darius asking you please.
That's the way this is gonna work out. So, to be fair, anything given to Kashano or Rolda will be given to the two Dariuses to use as a kind of pool. Anything given to Lilith will go to the Hellsinger. Anything given to Norbog the Barbarian will go to Norbog the Druid. And anything given to Gilbetta will go to the Daughter of the Sea and the Moon's Fury. All right. Excellent. Now then, when last we left the Knights Council, they had successfully engaged their plan. Oh, yeah, right. No, that's not it. This is it. We tested it and everything. When last we left when last we left them, they had successfully engaged their plan, and they had transported their alternate world counterparts to their world and locked them away. And then they had all transported themselves to this world and taken their place. They were met immediately by Cookie, who called them in for a meal and had a meeting with them and kind of detailed to them that he understood what was happening. But if they were to harm anybody who lived at the keep, that there would be dire consequences. And then he departed, saying that he had business to attend to, leaving the rest of the keep in these people's hands. Shortly after that, there was an earthquake, and the entire group got together and assisted the denizens of the Avalon Knights Academy Keep in rescuing people who were trapped in some collapsed tunnels. And it was nice. There was a feast and a festival, and things were pretty cool. The Warlocks departed on a mission, and Gilbetta and Lilith were informed that Sharp, Gilbetta's fiancé who had perished in the other world, and Liliana, Lilith's slain sister, were at the Avalon Knights Academy Manor in Waterdeep, waiting to meet with them. And, I mean, Darius had some conversations with other Darius, and Gilbetta thought it'd be a good idea to make Darius come along with her. I mean... not that she suspects anything of him. Let's be perfectly clear here. So, before we pick up with that, oh, look at that. Looks like alternate Gilbetta has an ultimate. Crazy.
I need to behave.
Sarah, you're muted. I don't know if you realize that.
Oh.
I said now the goal is to use it so that I don't have to use it against myself later.
Can you center your camera?
Okay, so let's start with Norbog. Norbog.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
We're gonna pick up with you because this Norbog is a bit different than the one that we know.
A little bit.
So Norbog, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that currently you are journeying along the edges of the Anarok Desert, making your way towards Golden Fields. And well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm heading to Golden Fields because there's not much left for me in Cormanthor anymore, where I was staying. I'm kind of just hiding out with my mom, and it was nice and peaceful for a while, and there were lots of woodland creatures, and got to make friends with them, and that was until 2 months ago, when she was kidnapped by humans from Hillsfar. And we know what happens in Hillsfar. And so now I don't really have anyone there, and I don't understand magic, but I can do things like shoot thorny plants out of my hands and create fire and call small squirrels to me. It just happens, and I don't really understand it, and there's no one here who can help me, so maybe Golden Fields can help. There's supposed to be other druids there.
Yes, you have heard that there is a kind of druid gathering at Golden Fields. So, wow, that's, I mean, Norbog, you've got a bunch of ultimates. And
yeah, how much is each one? Because that was
what?
2,100 bits. To
so
Norbog.
I didn't even see that. Thanks.
Yeah, no, for anyone on mobile, you can just give the requisite number
Give
of
bits and tell us what you want to do with them.
Oh my god.
I mean, yeah, it's 500 per alt, 250 per advantage. So, you know, Deadpool, let us know how you want to split that up.
Mm-hmm.
And,
they said for whatever you want, so I don't know. I think Norbog can decide. So that could be like
yeah, Norbog,
4 ultimates, or 2 ultimates and 4 advantages.
All right, well, I'm going to give you 4 ultimates. And if you want, you can cash in an ultimate for 2 advantages.
There we go.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. So Norbog, you are traveling along on the edge of the Anarok Desert. You're making your way to this Golden Fields that you've heard so much about, and you think that maybe I can learn more about being a druid out there, because I don't really know much about this. And as you're traveling along, you're kind of staying alone. You've tried to kind of hop on a couple of traveling caravans, but they seem to move quicker once they notice that there's a bugbear at the side of the road, which is unfortunate. But I mean, usually that means an ambush. People are weird. And eventually, you hear like the sound of wing beats. And if you draw your attention upward, you see a massive black shadow move past you overhead.
Mm-hmm.
What does Norbog think about this?
Norbog has speech of the woods.
Okay.
So Norbog looks up and says hello?
And
which means I can talk to Beast. I can make that show up and be on play.
Oh, for sure. So you say hello, and the first thing you hear is like the frightened cries of a number of sparrows and larks that come like flying out of a bunch of trees. As something massive crashes down into the forest.
Well, I obviously gotta go fight it, because my bird friends are in trouble. I don't like this sad music.
And once you go and investigate this, maybe I have this too high, but once you go investigate this, you actually find like it doesn't take long to kind of push past the trees until you find this enormous crater. And there are smashed trees and forest all around. And at the center of it is this large form, this winged reptilian form. It has a long snout, and it has two ram-like horns that come out of the side of its head, with points jutting forward. Its scales are dark black. And there is a green, bubbling liquid leaking from its mouth. The creature is wounded, heavily, and bleeding from multiple places.
I obviously try to make friends. Gonna walk up to it carefully. Hello? Hi. Hi, excuse me. Do you have a name? I can help.
And the creature does not respond. It lets out a long breath, and these last bits of bubbling acid kind of dribble down the sides of its mouth as its eyes settle shut.
Yeah, I guess I just walk closer, see if I can identify what it is.
And as you walk closer, the creature's claws seem to be wrapped around something. Like he's holding it. And as the last bit of life drifts out of his body, they open up. And there is a blue-scaled half-dragon settled in the claws of this beast. He is wounded as well.
Oh, I instantly cast Healing Word.
Very well. You cast Healing Word on him. His wounds begin to close up just a little. And his eyes open up. And it's with a start that he kind of emerges to his feet. He draws a blade, but there's no blade attached. It's just this decorated hilt, decorated in motifs of storms and lightning. And he raises it up and he's looking around wild-eyed.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm just me. You're okay.
What happened?
Who
are you?
I don't know. You're beast. It fell from the sky and you were here and I healed you. I'm Norbog.
Bilefang. And he moves up to him and he places his hands sadly on the side of the head of this creature. And he's got this massive horn on the front of his nose in his kind of dragonoid visage. And he kind of presses it against the creature. And he weeps a bit. Like he's shedding tears for this creature.
I'm really sorry. He's a beautiful beast.
He was a friend.
They're all friends.
You saved me. Thank you. I'll make sure it was not in
vain.
You saved me as well.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me.
Sorry. It's all right. I've not ever met a bugbear that knew healing magics. Are you from around here?
Me? A little. I mean, I'm not originally, but I came from Cormanthor. And I don't know any other bugbears who know magic either, so...
I see. Are you traveling?
I'm trying to get to Golden Fields. Well, because I don't know any other bugbears that know magic, and I think maybe they do know some magic, and somebody there might be able to help. I don't quite know what to do.
Well, perhaps we can travel together. I don't know where I'm going, but perhaps I'll find it along the way with you. In the meantime, there is something I need to do to repay my friend.
Of course, anything you need to do.
He goes to work removing the horns from this creature. And once he removes both of the horns, he gets out some rope and he ties them up so they're like strapped to his back. And they fully like take up they're almost as large as he is. Like they're poking out from both ends. From what you can tell, it might be quite a weight that he is holding on to. And he pulls them apart and he straps them onto his back. And he says, I apologize. What was your name?
You have nothing to apologize for. I'm Norbog.
Ah. I am Vakala Enna. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Vakala Enna.
Well, let us travel together then.
Hopefully we can find what we're looking for.
I hope so. Such things have eluded me as of late.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
You've been through hardships as well.
Not up until recently, but they did hit real hard.
I can understand. Things don't always work out the way we planned.
Just gotta make a new plan then.
What a positive outlook. I think I will enjoy traveling with you very much.
It'll be nice to have some company.
Well then, let's get going. And Norbog and Vakala Enna, who is a perfectly benign character that nobody knows about, travel on.
I sure as hell don't. I don't know what they're all freaking out about, so...
You gotta be freaking kidding me!
It's fine. It seems nice.
I'm not gonna think too hard about it. It's fine.
Yeah, you travel on together towards Golden Field. Meanwhile... back at the academy, Joanna and Lilith and Darius are preparing to head through the portal to go to the Waterdeep branch of the Avalon Knights Academy that serves as kind of a sign-up and recruiting office, both for new students and for teachers looking to do business in Waterdeep.
Before we go, Alt Darius pulls Prime Darius aside. Now remember, the only person you can trust is me, because I'm you. Keep an eye on things and report back. Understand? Okay, yeah. What? I mean, what? Can you tell me what's going on? It's best you don't know. Just keep a low profile and keep track. Okay. So that I can leave one of them here.
All right, that's fair.
Otherwise, I'm going to be talking to myself for 4 weeks. And
I'm you
that.
and you're me. I'm me. Look, don't jerk me around. All right, so next up, if you guys have nothing else you want to do to prepare before you go there,
potions. I mean, we're going to
Lilith
in
just
water
shouts
deep.
potions.
We can get potions in water deep.
Yeah, but wouldn't the ones be free here? We got a potion brewer called Whiplash. Whatever his name
Whiplash!
is. What is that?
Whistle
Whip
whip.
snap? Whistle whip, yes.
Whistle.
Been a while.
That Whiplash guy.
It's all right. I kind of like it. I mean, you know, it's kind of got a badass look to it. I mean, I got my other one from like Drow Slavers, so yeah, maybe call me Whiplash now. I don't know, whatever.
No, stop.
As queen, you are really decreed as Whiplash. I'm gonna use my power for this.
Okay, well, since I guess we're already here, like standing outside his office, apparently.
Look, there's no office. It's just if you say his name, he tumbles out of a cupboard somewhere.
Oh, okay.
It's
all
like
right.
followed by a bunch of empty bottles.
Well, that's a
Someone
that's a
called
different
me or
thing.
almost. Got any special good?
Yeah, you guys want some
healing,
like potions or something?
yeah, healing potions. Yeah.
Oh. It's a little mundane, but yeah, I got a few.
If you got something better, I mean, don't hold back.
Well, I mean, what do you want to do? You want to go to new and interesting places? I got some stuff that'll take you there. But no, I got healing potions. I got
I've recently come to a new and interesting place, but let's not focus on that.
Do you have anything
that
that
sounds
would?
ominous.
Do you have anything that would help in tracking down someone we need to find?
Oh. Okay, any of you guys on like blood thinners, anything like that?
I mean, battle stimulants on occasion, but
Anybody is anybody pregnant or looking to become pregnant in the next few weeks?
I hope not.
No.
Do you have a history of heart problems or high blood pressure?
I mean, there's some family history
Count.
on my father's side. They're known for high blood pressure, but
Okay. Well, if all of that is no, then I think you should be all right with one of these. This is a Scrying Potion. Now, if you take this, you're gonna bleed from your eyes a little bit. But the map that you're looking at, the blood will drip onto it and travel to what you're looking for.
old magic is horrifying. All right, yeah, I'll take it.
All right. How many blood scrying potions you want?
How many you got?
I got 3, but if you bleed for more than 3 hours, don't take another one.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So
also,
the healing potions, though.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, I got 2 superiors if you want them.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right, 2 superior healing potions coming up.
Excellent.
And he hands you guys 2 superior healing potions. That is 8d4 plus 8.
Jesus Christ.
I love
Good
it.
stuff.
Why haven't we gone to him before with our other selves?
Because they're stupid and they fucked everything up in our eyes. I don't know.
We're the mischief.
We're the smart ones.
8d8 plus 4, you said?
Yes, 8d8 plus 8.
Oh, plus 8.
8d4 plus 8. There we go.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we just add that. Is that homebrew? Or is that like an actual thing?
No, that's the actual thing. It's superior healing potion.
That's the thing, yeah.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you just-
type it
you just
into
put
my
it-
D&D
With D&D Beyond, it's never been easier.
Yeah, if you go to inventory and you click manage inventory and then you click potions.
You just hop them on. So,
Yeah.
what's next?
I'm gonna leave a couple of these. I'm telling you, Gilbetta. I'll leave a couple of these for warlocks, just in case they need to find us and meet up.
Yes, probably for the. Oh my God! Orkenspalter TV.
Orkenspalter.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
Marie,
for
thank
that.
you.
Thank you so much, Mari.
Sorry, I'm sure I mispronounced your name, but
Mari. Oh my goodness.
thank you. So good to see
Oh
you.
my goodness! Yes, holy moly!
Holy moly.
We just entered into our alternate universe
We're in an
characters,
alternate
so
world. Yeah.
you'll have no
Oh.
problem
Yep.
catching up.
Yep.
Excellent.
But yeah, all right.
All right.
I'll meet up with you back at the Mage
probably-
Tower.
Wait, you. I mean, you could just leave it here.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I just figure, okay, leave him with Cookie or... No, Cookie left.
Yeah, no cookie. Where have you been?
Yeah.
All right, I'll
You
pop
guys
back
do have-
inside for a minute.
You do have MT 2.5 here with you.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Your
right.
reconstructed version of MT1.
Oh, yeah. We can entrust him with it. All right. Shall we get going?
So yeah, before we go though, I will I'll hand MT 2 vials and say to give them to the warlocks. They're dummies though. I'm keeping
As
all
you
3.
wish, sir.
Of course they are.
Very
Of
well.
course they are. Of course they are.
That's why they seek help from their patrons. They can't do things by themselves.
Oh,
As you wish, sir. Is there anything that you wish for me to take care of while you are gone?
I'll look over at Gilberto. Boss?
No, I want to see my fiance.
That's fair.
She's waiting.
Right.
So
you don't
let's
want to keep
go.
her waiting.
Very well then.
Yes.
Good.
Don't want this croissant to be any more soggy.
So what?
The portal opens up.
Oh, soggy croissant.
All right.
All right.
If Lilith is looking around talking about a croissant, I shove her through the portal.
You don't remember the note?
Get in here.
What you called you? Your pet name?
Yeah, but yeah. Again, I shove her through the
through
portal.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
I jump through.
Through the portal, and you guys arrive on the other side. And Walter, the ghostly butler of the Avalon Knights estate in Waterdeep, is there to greet you as you come through the portal in the basement level of this building. He says, hello, masters. It is welcome. It's so good to see you all here in Waterdeep. You have guests in the sitting room.
Yes. We'll be and you see for the first time probably in a very long time a flicker of doubt flash across Gilbetta's face.
I think I probably had my enhanced bolt caster thing. My gun, which is basically a modified crossbow.
Yeah.
I probably had that out as we go through, but as we go into the parlor, safety comes off. Just.
Of course. Walter kind of looks at you guys and says, is there something wrong, Mr. Gilberto?
No, I'm just very anxious to see our company.
As you wish. I have given them tea and snacks in the sitting room. You are welcome to come in at any time. Shall I announce you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Gilbetta, like, I don't, you know, humans turn red. I don't know. I guess the sea elf would turn purple when they're like.
You just turn purple.
Her face just kind of flushes purple. And
Very
she's
well
just
said.
like,
And
I'm
he steps
flexing
into
my
the room.
wings, trying to shrink it
Uh,
so I can't. Just like,
as before he leaves, he stops for a moment and then turns over and he says, "My apologies, sir. I'm not familiar with you. How shall I announce you?"
Oh, Darius Mclaren. I'm intern of Wendell Gear Strips. I've been at the academy some time, but I was away for a bit.
Yes, he was. He's returned to us.
Yes, we don't get many visitors in the Waterdeep office these days. My apologies. I'll be sure to update my notes.
Of course.
We'll be sure to check in more as well.
Absolutely. And he
Does it look
walks
like
up.
the place finished construction?
Oh, yeah, this is rebuilt. It's nice.
Done
it's,
now?
Rather beautiful, yeah.
Okay, cool, because last time I checked it wasn't.
It was being worked on. That was a long time ago. So, when he steps out, and he says, announcing Miss Lilith Singer and Headmistress Gilbetta fucking Knott, along with intern Mr. Darius Mclaren, joining us this evening, and bows his head and steps out of the room into the kitchen, allowing you all entry. And sitting on the couch is Kashano the Sharp, fiance to Gilbetta fucking Knott. And Liliana, sister to Lilith. Liana, sorry. Liana. The sister of Gilbetta. I knew that. You said I didn't know that. Okay.
Wait, sister of Lilith.
Liana's a sister to Gilbetta? What's happening?
Sister to Lilith.
Look,
sister now I'm all...
You're off the list.
I mean, look, in a way, aren't we all family?
We are family.
It's fine.
Sharp is
Gilbetta's
reclined
like...
kind of... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Gilbetta's kind of like, Darius, go.
Very good. Is there anything in particular you would like me to accomplish?
No. I mean, just like walk in and like.
Oh, I thought you meant leave.
No.
Right. Yeah.
And Gilbetta's literally like frozen in place, just looking at Sharp. Like
Darius will yell.
She's just standing there, like trying to like gather herself.
Miss Sharp and Miss Liana, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintances. I don't believe we've been formally introduced. I'm unfamiliar with the nature of your association with the Academy outside of any personal connections. Might I inquire as to your abilities or specialties?
Sharp says, I'm more of a contractor. And kind of crosses her legs and leans back in the chair, twitching the illusionary cat ears on her head. And then Liana stands up immediately, staring at Lilith.
I'm gonna insight check just to kind of.
And okay, if Lilith is like bathroom and runs, Gilbetta's like, she needs my help, and she takes off running after her.
And that leaves Darius alone in the room with these two.
I'm gonna insight check specifically. I'm trying to see if Sharp is kind of displaying any sort of hostility or concern about me, or if her attention is just directed elsewhere.
With that insight, you get the impression that she doesn't know you well enough. That she is. This is definitely somebody who plays their cards very close to the chest until they know somebody. Okay. With a 19 insight, you're able to glean that fairly easily. That she is just like eyeing you up and being like, "Okay, who's this guy?"
And I'm guessing Liana just is focused on Lilith.
Yeah, Liana is like, there's a handout, and it's like,
and Jobetta like follows Lilith to the bathroom or wherever the heck we go, and she's like, oh my god, that was so fucking weird. I haven't seen her in 2 years. I knew that when I saw her there would be emotions, but my god, I don't know if I can do this. Does anyone have I don't have a paper bag for you to breathe into. I'm sorry.
Walter is right there, providing you both with bags to breathe into. Is there anything else I can provide?
No, everything's fine. Please leave us.
Shall I request that your guests return at another time?
No. You just. Did he leave yet?
As you wish. And
yeah,
he bows his head and walks out.
We have to pull our shit together.
Lilith is raising her arms up and down to get air in her system.
Oh god.
I want to paint this picture perfectly clear. These are the badass versions. This is like Jobetta with her hair cut short, wearing regal armor, carrying a trident with a water god inside, having a freak out in the hallway alongside the Queen of Avernus.
I could just imagine my wings knocking over shit because I'm not thinking about it, just flapping around.
It's just like a lot of breathing and like collapsing pottery sounds from the hallway as everybody sits silently and awkwardly in a sitting room.
Oh, they hear crash noises. Clutter crashes.
And Jobetta kind of shakes Lilith and she's like, listen, we're going to know something is wrong if we don't pull our shit together. Look at me. And she says, "You can do this. I don't know that I can, but I know that you can do this." You look.
Did I tell you that I killed her in our world?
Yeah, don't. Did you not yell that? Did you have to yell? Jesus Christ! Look.
Holy shit!
Listen.
This is so weird.
It's very fucking weird. I'm happy and sad at the same time because she's sharp, but she's not my sharp, but she looks just like my sharp, and all I want to do is just hold her, but I gotta chill. I can't freak out, and you can't freak out. I know you killed her. That's probably the only image that's in your brain right now. You gotta kind of flush that out, and I'm very sorry about that, but we have no other options if we're gonna pull this off.
Why did I ask for whiplash for more drugs on calming shit?
I don't know, and I'm looking through my brain of the things that I know, and I don't think I have anything that can help right now with this.
Alcohol! Walter! Alcohol!
No, we sent Walter away!
The moment you shout that, a door opens and there's a plate of wine and glasses there for you, and Walter is standing with it.
Okay. Jobetta pops the cork off and just turns the bottle of wine up. And
I am chasing for you, like, grab it.
I shall bring another one, headmistress. And he retreats and comes back with a second bottle after noticing that clearly one was not enough.
Okay, and so Jobetta kind of takes, and I imagine about a quarter of the way through, Jobetta starts to kind of calm down. And it's just like, okay, Lilith, you can't, This can't. We can't. Look, we already have to explain some other shit. Like, you have wings. I don't think the other one of you doesn't have wings.
I thought I was over it. I can't get the image out of my head.
Yeah, I get it. My fiance's been dead for 2 fucking years, and I just looked in her eyes.
You didn't kill her.
No, I sure didn't. But it's my fault she's dead.
Meanwhile, Darius takes a seat. So,
Yeah.
have you ladies seen any good traveling plays lately?
Not from the audience. And
do you
Liana kind of
creative
centers
weaponry?
herself a little bit and says, "Are you a friend of Lilith's?"
I don't know her terribly well. She is high-ranking official at the organization I've joined relatively recently. I'm like trying to make sure I get the facts right as because I'm alt Darius pretending to be Prime Darius.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, is she doing all right?
Relative to what?
Well, she's getting drunk in the hallway, so
I don't.
You're right there with me,
I
bud.
don't know how much. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. Lilith has been through a lot, and I just want to know that she's okay.
Well, she seems to be in good health, as far as I'm aware. Beyond that, I don't really know what the baseline is for. I don't know her terribly well. How long has it been since you've seen her?
Seemingly since forever. I thought I heard her one day. But I haven't seen her since we were kids.
Oh, well, you may have noticed the return of some appendages of hers that were likely not there previously.
Yes, she has wings now.
Yes, I'm unsure of the details, but I do know that it would have been a recent development, and there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for it.
Completely normal, and everybody...
It's fine.
Well then, I suppose that happens when you have the Infernal Touch.
Yep, just a touch.
I like to imagine at a certain point, Robetta's kind of like she's like, I don't know, a third of a wine bottle in, and she's like, okay, nope, you gotta do it.
At this point, Sharp is like leaning back in a chair and is just like, I am gonna die of awkwardness if I don't go check on my fiance.
Yeah, and
Can I imagine
Robetta's gonna come. She's gonna be like, Lilith.
Yes, I'm sure that she would love it if you came and checked on her.
Oh, can we do like the hand on shoulder to shoulder thing?
Did you hear what he said? And she's like, we don't have time for this. Did you hear what he said? And so she kind of does a like, whoa. And she kind of rights herself, and she's like, okay. She says, I'm going to go in You can stay here. You can come with me. We have to do something, and we have to do it now. And Jobetta,
we're here to take them back home. Here to take them back home.
How much did you drink the entire... Is the bottle of wine empty that she'd had?
Probably.
Chugged.
Oh, goodness. Okay. And so Jobetta's gonna kind of go back into the room, and she's like, terribly sorry. Lilith.
Here, what's wrong? And why do you smell like Lilith after a bender?
Well, after is a strong word. More like during. Look, she seems a bit nervous about seeing you, as it's been a long time, and so there might have been some wine consumed, maybe a little on my part. Not a lot.
Are you sympathy awkward? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Did she not want to drink alone? Like,
it's so sad to watch someone drink alone. I just couldn't. I didn't have the heart. I couldn't bear it. Get it?
Well,
bear it.
That's hilarious, honey. Look, maybe next time just do sips, and we can sit down now.
I love you.
You look a little wobbly. Yeah, I love you too. That's
and
okay.
And Jobetta's
like
just gonna grab. Jobetta's just gonna grab her and just like wrap her arms around her and just hug her, and she's just like, God, I love you so fucking much. And she kind of is getting a little misty-eyed.
It's great. Like, this is okay.
No,
maybe
don't. No,
don't.
I only had look, I didn't drink as fast. Are you crazy? Oh no! And Jobetta says, I left the rest of my bottle of wine in there.
I don't think you need it. I'm sure Walter will take care of it. Let's sit down.
Probably God already is the problem.
Okay, well, we'll deal with that when it comes. Like, she like leans and goes, "What is up with you right now? All right? Like, do you need a minute? Like, do I need to take you somewhere? Are we okay here?"
Look, it's been a long time since I saw you.
Yeah, it's been like a week, but like, I mean,
that's so long. Is what I was saying.
Sounding like it's going to be a bit of personal conversation and catching up. Headmistress Jobetta, I have some supplies to acquire while we're here in...
Yeah, whatever, man.
Right, I will... I shall return within a couple hours, I'm sure. And Darius is gonna go.
What fucking delivery. Okay.
Do what you gotta do, man.
Okay. Lilith, are you coming?
Lilith.
If anyone like gets close to the door, they can hear Lilith just like on the couch. She's like drinking and she's like singing like 1, 2, 3, the world's a mystery. 4, 5, 6. I think I'm gonna be sick. 7, 8, 9. Things will be wine. Fine.
And Jobetta's like, I didn't have that much. I had like a third of a bottle. Fine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm
Liana,
ready.
Liana, please excuse me. I'm gonna take my fiance to the guest room. If you need anything, Walter will take care of you. and we'll check on Lilith, and everything will be all right.
And when she says, "I'm going to take Jobetta, my fiance, to the guest room," Jobetta says, "I'm not ready for that."
Honey, you're not ready for a lot of things right now, and we need to fix that. Come on. let's go.
All right.
And a couple things happen at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Darius, as he steps out of the front door, studiously and immediately opened by Walter, ready at a moment's notice to ensure that all of the masters of the house do not have to lift a finger that is unnecessary. He steps outside, and as he walks down the street, a very unusual black carriage rolls past him towards the manor.
Is there any kind of check I would do to possibly recognize it?
Do a history check.
History, interesting.
Actually, you know what? Do an Arcana check.
Ooh, much better.
That cart has been artificed to the nines. It is full of machines of death. Somebody has modified the shit out of this.
Are there any recognizable emblems or symbols on it? Perhaps relating to Delos or Ironbeard?
There is a spot where one should be. There is a piece on it that should have the symbol of the Zentarum on it, but it has been removed. And in place is a new symbol, a half moon with a skull resting above it, an inverted half moon.
Is that a symbol, I'd reckon?
No.
From our world.
Never seen it before.
Darius will pull off the little cassette on his belt. Tap the button. I don't even know if I could do this. Tell me if I could do this. And throw it down, and Chadwick unfolds out of it. Right.
Yeah.
He's in dog form. Steel Defender. Chadwick. Tail that cart.
And Chadwick tails the cart. Meanwhile, out on a lonely road, and what's a good song for this? I had a thing for this. Whatever. There we go. Okay, so when you had the musical board, but you forgot where you put everything. It is nighttime now, and Norbog, you've been traveling along with this half-dragon for quite some time. He seems very polite, and he is careful never to remove the horns that he carries on his back. And he's traveled along with you for a bit, and it's nighttime, and you guys have made camp for the day. And he's just kind of peacefully sitting next to the fire, examining this unusual metal hilt that he had on him.
And does the metal hilt have any jewels in it?
It does.
Because I can instantly tell what those are.
It has a couple of sapphire crystals in it.
Are those rare? And what does that tell me anything about them?
The positions in which they're adorned, they appear to symbolize storms.
Those are very lovely inlays. Excellent craftsmanship.
Yes, they were supposed to channel the might of a storm. I fear it is damaged now, though.
I could maybe take a look at it. I'm pretty good with jewelry. I don't know much about magic, but I might be able to tell you something if you need to tweak it or realign a gem.
It is a very important piece to me. Can I trust you?
I won't do anything without asking. I'll just look at it for now.
I think that is true. You seem to have a very kind spirit, Norbog, for somebody who's been through so much.
You gotta be kind when you look like this, or else, you know, you're just gonna pick fights with everyone you come across, because they're gonna pick fights with you.
Yes. I've always been one to fight back, though. And
must be nice sometimes, though.
It's not without its perils. And he turns, you can see, like, in the light, he has a scar that kind of goes up the side of his face. People are strange, and they seem to resort to violence at the slightest provocation.
Yep.
But here, if you'd like to take a look, and he hands it over to you.
What on earth would I roll for this?
Do an investigation check first.
I'm so stupid.
That's not bad. So you look at it, and it's adorned with all these pictures of, like, lightning bolts and storms and blue dragons, like, all decorated onto this thing. And it has been cracked. So there's a small hole at the top of the hilt where you imagine a blade must sit of some sort, but it has been cracked down the handle all the way to the end, nearly split open. You're not sure that you have any tools that could repair it here.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have to know more about the metal that it's created out of.
Well, I definitely found your problem. I lean in and show him the crack, and you'd have to find an expert blacksmith, probably.
I don't suppose you know any.
I don't know a lot of anyone. Mostly just me and squirrels. If you need a squirrel, I could probably get you a dozen squirrels, but blacksmiths,
Well, I guess you know me now, then, and I know you.
Yeah, I guess so.
I appreciate you taking a look at it either way.
I'm sorry I can't be more help, but it's... I mean, I mostly make earrings and rings, and magical swords is a little above my pay grade.
That's fair. This was a gift from my father. I'll have to get it fixed at some point.
It's a fine gift from him.
Yes. It was supposed to be given to me at my birth, but things didn't go as planned.
Would it be rude of me to ask why? You don't have to say if you don't want to.
No. Do you know much about dragons, Norbog?
Nope. They don't come by my forest very often.
Well, half-dragons are not held in high regard among dragon society.
Just nod knowingly.
My father was the suzerain of the blue dragons in the Anarok Desert.
Wow.
It's the only population of dragons that has a hierarchy. Outside of the metallics, of course. But as a result of this, my birth, me becoming the heir, was never going to work out. I never even got to meet my mother. It's all right. We do the best with the cards we are dealt.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know my dad. I have vague memories of someone really tall and pretty fluffy, but I mean, that describes literally every bugbear in existence. So...
That's fair.
Just fate.
Well, what about your mother?
I've been with her forever, or was with her forever. We came out to Cormanthor to get away from people, and they still found us anyways. She was killed about 2 months ago, and that's why I'm lost.
They killed your mother?
It was a caravan of merchants, and they came across our camp, and I couldn't do anything. I'm not strong. I don't know how to fight back against humans. I barely understand my magic, and they took her. They took her back to Hillsfar, and they killed her.
A crackle of thunder echoes across the sky as lightning arcs across the clouds above you. And the air becomes charged. And there's the smell of ozone. And you can tell that Vakala is clutching his clawed fists very tightly.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry that that had to happen to you.
I'm sorry too. I don't understand why they just can't leave us alone. We weren't doing anything. We came out here to get away from them.
It always seems to be the case that they hunt us down regardless. They don't see us as their equals. They see us as aberrations. Do you hate them?
Mom tried to teach me not to hate anyone, and I don't think they're all bad, but I'd probably burn Hillsfar down to the ground if I could.
And the thunder and lightning crackle across the sky again.
No.
And he pauses for a moment and he takes a deep breath. I believe we have all had this feeling at one point or another.
Just a feeling, though. I mean, like I said, I'm not strong. What am I going to do? Kick down the gates and fight hundreds of humans? That's never going to happen. I don't know how to protect myself or other people. It's just a dream.
You'd need the help of a dragon or two.
It seems like I would, but it seems like we are both in short supply of dragons at the moment.
You're right about that. There's something that's been bugging me since we started traveling together, and I wanted to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
No one had trained you to be a druid?
Nope, just one day I got scared and turned into a squirrel and just ran up a tree. Just didn't know what happened. Just sat in the tree scared for 4 hours until I finally got unscared and then fell out of the tree because the branch wasn't strong enough to hold a bugbear.
Ouch.
Yep.
Were you all right?
Obviously, I mean, didn't hurt too much. I am still a bugbear. It does take more than a little fall to get me, but nope, just showed up one day.
Well, I wanted to know if you plan to go to Golden Fields and learn more about the Druidic arts. Do you think they will accept you?
I don't know. But my other alternative is to turn into a squirrel forever and sit in that tree forever. What am I gonna do? Be alone in the forest forever? That seems sad. And even though Mom got hurt by the humans, she did teach me to try to be kind and that things are worth doing what you believe in. And I think this is right. And if it's not, make another plan.
Well, I certainly hope you don't turn into a squirrel. It would make the rest of my journey very boring.
It's not too bad. You are fast. You can see pretty easily. You can get up in trees real high. That's true.
I mean, I certainly could talk to you, but I don't think I'd be able to understand what you say.
Not unless you know some magic that could make you talk back.
No. Unfortunately, magic is only in my blood and not at the tip of my fingers.
Strange how that works.
Yes.
You have magic in your blood and yet not in your fingers, and who on earth has ever heard of a bugbear druid? I don't know where it came from, but I don't think it's my blood.
Well, I've never heard of one and I've never met one, but if they're all as kind as you, I hope that I meet more.
We can only hope.
And the journey of Norbog and Vakala Enna continues towards Golden Fields. Carrying these enormous horns. Meanwhile, back at the house, a cart rolls up in front of the house and stops. And the first thing you hear is Walter. "Masters down!" telling everybody to get to the ground.
I duck behind an alley and whistle for Chadwick.
Very well.
I run straight for Liana to push her down, protect her.
All right.
Yeah, I do the same with Sharp.
A cart that is parked in front of the house unfolds like a flower. Except instead of petals, it is filled with cannons.
Oh my god.
Shit!
It then begins to circulate, firing volley after volley into the manor.
No.
Nope.
What you got?
Do I feel relatively secure from this alley?
Oh yeah, you're out of like you notice the first thing that you notice immediately is that these cannons are only firing when directly aligned with the manor. So, the manor house is being shredded by volleys of grape shot and cannonballs. And I'm going to need you guys to make some dexterity saves for me right now.
Can I yell out bardic inspiration for them?
Oh, no!
Oh, fuck.
Oops!
Okay.
I didn't even have a whole bottle of wine!
I didn't even have a whole bottle of wine. Famous last words.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. So
wow.
Let's see how Sharp did. Everybody?
Do they get advantage? Do they get advantage since we're covering them?
Sharp is very good at these kinds of things, and Sharp does have cunning actions. Because Sharp is part rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So she can use evasion. But let's see how she rolls. Okay. That's not great.
Well, I don't.
What was it?
Where is it?
It was a 1. Oh wait, no, sorry. I went to the wrong game. That's why you guys didn't see it.
Oh.
Roll another 1? What is happening?
I mean,
you know what?
look, it was in the wrong game. I don't think
game?
it counts if you roll it in the wrong game.
Let's say I roll in the right game, and we're gonna go with that. Okay. And if I roll another 1, we're in trouble.
Oh, God!
All right, I rolled a 3. So that's a 5.
Not again!
This is gonna be...
Arcadia, are you ready to do the next 3 weeks? Just the two of us?
I'm so ready to just have an almost TPK and just, avoid it by not being there.
You forget we stopped by Whiplash's place. Whistle whip.
That is 34 damage of a we'll say bludgeoning.
Fine. You're level 8.
Like, what do we need to dodge? Like above 12?
More than 10.
More than 10 usually.
Not a
Can I not? She's a bard. Why didn't Sharp use her bard inspiration?
It was kind of a surprise attack.
Oh, I didn't even see
It
this.
was a surprise attack.
34 points of damage. You're fine.
So the good news is Sharp can use her evasion to half that, even on a failure.
Your sister's probably dead.
The bad news is Liliana is neither a bard nor a rogue. Or Liana, sorry. Liana is neither a bard nor a rogue. So I hope she does well on her roll, personally.
Let's
But
find
there's only
out.
one way to find out.
I'm assisting
Oh my
her.
God.
Cool.
She's okay. She's okay. She's okay.
Is she? I don't know how much you need to roll to get there. I feel broken.
He just said above a 10.
Oh, cool.
I didn't say how much above a 10.
Well, look.
Oh, see, that's what I was worried about.
See,
She's better than the rest of
Now-
us.
now
That's
Liana
true.
has plus 2 to that, putting her at a 13. Do you want to give Liana bardic inspiration?
Yes! Roll that 1d8, please!
That is a extra 7 to her 13, putting her at 20. Liliana only takes half, or Liana only takes half damage. I'm gonna keep screwing that up. I know it.
Yeah.
You named her Liana,
Oh.
dude.
I know.
Oh, nope. Ignore that. Ignore that.
I'm the one who did it. So Liana takes half that damage. But that's a lot for her. Liana's like a level 3 princess.
That's generous.
So, like, you know, I don't know a lot about the princess class.
Is that a new class?
Can I use my cunning action instead of to dodge? To like dash to take the hit? I'll take.
Sure, you can.
Okay.
What kind of damage is this? Also,
this is.
I think I'm dead.
She said, reading spells.
Reading all of the spells.
All right, so that's so 34 plus half of that. That's 12.
Yeah. You don't take 12 again. If you want to save her, you'll just take the full damage, and you can use your cunning action rather than. Yeah.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Rather than taking half, you'll just take full damage and save Liana.
So am I taking both full damage for my hit and her hit?
No, you're just taking full damage, and you're using your cunning action that would have normally halved your damage to save Liana.
She's not a rogue.
Gotcha. Okay, just checking.
Or does she have cunning action?
I believe she's part rogue.
Oh.
I'm part rogue.
She's okay. 1/3 rogue on her mother's side.
This is new. What? My mother? No, I know nothing about her. Ooh, information. Okay,
and as the smoke
with D&D Beyond, it's so easy to take damages off.
I don't have anything for this.
We have potions.
I'm gonna shove my superior healing potion at Sharp.
Take a drink.
Right.
Join the club.
The house is in ruins as the cart speeds away. Walter runs to the edge of the house and attempts to like leap out and go after it. But the moment he exits the house, he becomes incorporeal and ghostly again. And
Darius,
right there. Oh, sure. Go ahead, Darius. Darius, please
come along, Chadwick. And Chadwick folds up into a little cassette. He puts it on, and I'm sure there's some sort of chaos in the streets, and he goes with the crowds.
People are like, "What the hell just happened?"
away from the house.
All right.
Give it to Sharp. Give it to her. Give her the healing.
Give Sharp the healing. And everyone is bloodied. The house is in ruins. This cart is speeding away. And Darius moves through the crowd away from the scene. And we're going to take a break right there.
All right.
Holy shit.
We'll be back in 15 minutes. Welcome back, adventure! So, that was strange. A drive-by shooting by a mysterious gangster car of some sort. What's up with Darius? Kinda seems like a dick. But first, Huck, tell us who we're playing with today.
I'd love to do that. And, you know, I'm a very lucky dungeon master because I get to play with all these cool people. And right now at the middle of the show, they're all going to tell you about the cool things that they do. And we're going to start with Norbog today.
Cool. Hey
Norbog,
guys,
tell us
I'm
about the stuff
Arcady.
you do.
The stuff I do is mostly over on Twitter. I do mostly cosplay stuff. And probably going to do some Halloween stuff this week because it's almost Halloween. And why not? So I might dump a bucket of blood over my head and do stuff like that because I can. Yeah, that's it.
That sounds like a fun evening.
Yep, it happens. Just every now and then you gotta just pull out the fake blood and get pretty.
It's so sticky, though.
It is very sticky.
with fake blood once.
You didn't
but that's
put
a long
tarp
story,
down
and
first.
I'll tell it some other time.
Gotta make a murder room. You gotta turn your place into a murder room before you get the fake blood out.
Unrelated.
And then you gotta
Dexter is coming back. Anyway.
Anyways, going on down the road, let's talk to Jametta. Tell what's going on. What are we doing on like Tuesday? I thought we were doing something.
We do stuff. Hey, me. Over at Trashbin this Tuesday, we're doing a Clue watch party. What? It's Clue. Get a clue. Find a clue. I don't know.
It's a murder mystery.
We're doing a Clue watch party. So if you have Amazon Prime, come over and hang out. If you don't have Amazon Prime, you can always sign up for a free trial of Amazon Prime, and then you can kind of experience it for a while and see if you like it and it's something that you want to keep. But you can watch Clue with us live, and there's probably going to be some commentary. Sky has never seen it, so that's going to be interesting. He also didn't know who Tim Curry was, so we had to explain that to him. So it's going to be really interesting. Yeah, I know. It's fun.
That's the appropriate response.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. In any case, that's me.
All right. Lilith, what do you got going on?
I just discovered that Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory demo is out. So I played that at midnight last night. If anyone wants to check out my struggle of me losing my temper, trying to find a fucking tempo, da 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 or whatever. It's nothing but reaction times, I swear, and it was a nightmare trip. So I got a little clip of that on my YouTube, Dipper Dog. And then I'm going to be YouTubing a lot, I think. And then I also was curious about Genshin Impact and downloaded that on PS4, and it's actually co-op. Everyone else has PS4. Anyways, it's fine. So I might be playing that a lot just before bed. So if any of you night owls just want to listen to something that's similar to Breath of the Wild, that's my first impression of it because I just played it this morning because I was curious. Hop on over and join me on chat or or something.
This is awesome.
I'm out.
And you know what? Get ready for more of that. Darius. Tell us what's going on, Darius.
I am Jonathan, also known as the Mad Maker. I still haven't put the Kashana command back. But yeah, I
sometimes I put all your characters in.
Right, just to see which ones go. I'm the producer here. I also
play all the characters.
Look, if you want to understand why I am playing so many characters, we'll be doing, as this season wraps up, some kind of state of the channel addresses and probably some Q&A sessions and stuff too. So make sure you follow us here for that. Follow us over on Discord to keep up with all the other things going on, because I got a couple projects in the works. I'm not exactly announcing yet. And one secret project that I'm never going to announce. It's an Easter egg. You'll have to find it. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at _madmaker. You can find me on Twitch, although I haven't been streaming there much. Maybe I will someday. Why not follow it anyways? At the Mad Maker. But yeah, mostly follow here because we got other things going on. And Sean mentioned it a bit at the top of the show, but I want to give a little more explanation there of what it is we're doing. Sean, why don't you tell them the new little mini series that we're launching? What is this thing? This premise of Pavalia?
In the year 1895, in Venice, just off the coast in the Aegean Sea, there is a small island known as Pavalia. This island has been purchased by a wealthy entrepreneur known as Cesare Prati. And Cesare Prati has invited some wealthy and unusual individuals to come to this island, to explore it for potential new investment opportunities. Are there dark secrets there to be unfolded? who knows? You will have to join us on Thursday night as everything unravels before you in a special gothic horror mysterious adventure featuring your very own Mercenaries of Mischief in alternate forms appropriate for the time and setting. So tune in for that this coming Wednesday night. Spooky, scary.
Indeed.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
That's precisely the tone that I want to set for Wednesday. And the challenge that I have on myself is to not allow any of you to crack me through the entire session.
Oh, come on. You can certainly try.
Too easy.
We've been working together too long. We know all your buttons.
No, it's cool.
You shouldn't have said that out loud.
Mm-hmm. Surprising you is surprisingly easy. Sorry, I'm done.
And yeah, Mudkip, that's an excellent question. Where is Becky? She's kind of...
Where is Becky?
We haven't heard from her in a while.
Becky from the block? I mean...
No, Becky from the Sloosh Monastery.
She's probably drunk somewhere.
Also known as
You might be surprised.
So...
I know what she's been doing.
When last we left the Knights Council members... Lilith and Gilbetta were meeting their alternate reality, still very much alive, sister and fiance at the Avalon Knights Academy Manor in Waterdeep, when a mysterious cart rolled up, unfolded into a series of cannons, and fired into the manor house over and over again before speeding away, wounding nearly all of the inhabitants inside. While this was going on, Darius made his way through the busy city streets of Waterdeep, seemingly not noticing what went on, perhaps. We'll see. One can only imagine what's actually going on with him. I actually guess we'll find out in time. And our dear friend Norbog is traveling with a half-dragon, a blue half-dragon, towards Golden Fields. And we're gonna pick up with Norbog.
Cool.
And
don't laugh like that. That's scary.
We're going to pick up with Norbog, and you're continue to travel along with this half dragon. You guys have been together for quite a few nights now on your journey. He's maintaining his heavy load of dragon horns as you guys begin to come to the edges of, if I can remember the name of the place.
It's cool. I totally have place locations up in the corner, so I remember where I'm from.
All the stuff. Eventually, you guys start to come to the edges of the Delimbeer River near Seacomber. He says, it's not much further from here. If you can get past the hills to the north, it should be just on the other side.
I think I can manage that.
I must depart ways with you for the moment. I need to bring these horns into the High Moor.
Understandable. Sounds like an important job for a good friend.
Yes. they need to be laid to rest in the proper place. Could I see you again?
I don't see why not, although I might be a little hard to find, because I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to go after Golden Fields.
Perhaps. I have it. And he reaches into his clothes and he pulls out a glass cylinder.
Okay.
And he takes a deep breath and he exhales lightning into the cylinder. And it crackles about. And then he caps it quickly. And it's just crackling inside, this like ever-present bolt of lightning.
Norbog's eyes are huge because it's magic and it's very cool to her.
He says, "This is my breath.
I can see that.
It's unique. It's unique to me as a half-dragon. If you raise this to the sky and uncap it, I will see the bolts. And I will know that you wish to see me again. And I will return."
From anywhere?
From most places. Give me a day or two. I plan to return to the air.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like that could definitely work, yeah. And I mean...
All right, then.
Although I don't know where I'm supposed to be going after this, or where I want to go after this, I'm pretty sure if you ask around for where the Bugbear Druid is, that's probably going to raise some eyebrows, and I am rather tall, so I feel like I should be easy to spot at least, if you know where to look.
Absolutely. And blue dragons have a sense for lightning and storms. So I'll
keep that in mind.
When my breath is released, so you'll be able to know that wherever it happens, if I'm even remotely near, I'll be able to find it.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. It's nice to have a friend.
It is nice to have a friend. This journey has been different for me. I had almost forgotten what it was like to have a connection with someone else. Friendship, I guess.
You spend so much time flying around on a dragon. Just remember to come back down to Earth sometimes.
There may be some merit to that. Well, Norbog, it has been a pleasure speaking with you and traveling with you. I wish you luck on your journey.
It's been very nice to meet you too, and I'll hold out my big paw and shake his claw, if he'll take it.
His dragon claw, and he shakes your hand. Says, "I hope we meet again.
I hope so too, and
more pleasant circumstances."
I wish you luck finding a new plan for yourself.
Thank you. I hope your plans work out, whatever they may be.
I'll find a way.
And Norbog, don't suffer those that would reject you for who you are.
Thanks. I'll try.
Very well. Take care, my friend. And he starts striding off. Big dragon horns on his back.
I'll pivot and head the other way.
Oh, yeah. So the journey is a little bit long. you're moving through the hills, and eventually you kind of crest to the edge of it, and you can see where the Desserin River meets at this point. You can see this massive fortification, and inside just a series of like bushes and trees and fields. And you know from descriptions, this must be Golden Fields. And across the river from that, you see another place. It has a variety of buildings in it. It has what appears to be a small tavern out front, and this large tower near the center. And it looks to be kind of a busy place. And you're not certain what that is.
Storing that away in my mind.
It's like, whatever this is. And if you'd like, you're free to make your way to Golden Fields.
Yep, that sounds like the best path I have in front of me right now. Trying to find somebody who knows something.
So you make your way up to this massive fortification. And once you get up to it, the size of the walls hits you. Like, these are easily like 20 feet high. Way up there. And you can see people walking along the edges of it. And you can see scars in the ground around it. That this place has been attacked before in the past, but it has obviously been repelled. And the massive doorway that is at the front there's a smaller entrance doorway near the bottom where the path ends. How do you approach it?
Well, for starters, she's fighting the urge to like pop into a weasel form, because there's just so many people around. Like, it's more people than she's really ever seen. But she's gonna fight it down. She's got a job to do. She's trying to be true to herself and listen to what she was just told, and she's just gonna knock on the giant gates unless they open.
Doom, doom, doom. Your big paw bangs on the large wooden door, and it seems to echo for miles. You get a real feeling of like being the only person on stage in a spotlight, although there are no other people around.
I hate it, and I'm like fussing with my ears, trying to like push them down a bit so that they don't quite stand up, and like hunched, maybe lose 2 inches off of my height to scrunch down a bit and not look quite so bugbearish.
And someone leans over the top of the wall. Who is it?
Hi, I'm Norbog. I'm looking for some druids.
And then you hear from the other side, another person leaning over. Why are you looking for druids?
Well, because I'm a druid, but I think I'm pretty bad at it, and so I could use another better druid.
A bugbear druid?
I know it is a bit weird, but it's true.
Hey, maybe she's with those academy guys.
Who?
They got all kinds of weird druids. Sorry.
I'll take any kind of druid.
Alright, so you come peacefully? Do you have any weapons?
I got a staff, but who doesn't have a weapon? Have you seen the world? I mean...
Okay, that's fair. That's on me. I set the bar too low. So, like, there's not like an army lurking out there in the hills or anything like that?
It's just me. I'm just Norbog.
Alright, I'll be down in a minute.
Hey, thank you.
No problem. And eventually the door opens up, and there's a man wearing very leafy robes. He doesn't appear to be too old. He's probably about middle-aged, a little bit gruff, a little bit of stubble going on. He's like, I'm Don Holiday. I'm the Archdruid of the Guard. And I guess I'll let you in. And he's like looking around behind you. Like, sorry, I don't mean to be like overly suspicious or anything. Like, this is I don't get a lot of bugbear druids.
I'm used to it.
But if you're here to serve nature, then that's okay.
Yeah, I just mostly hang out in nature. I like animals and pretty good at gardening. And I don't know what else to do with my life right now, so yeah, why not?
Are you affiliated with the guys at that academy?
That's the second time someone's mentioned an academy, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh. Yeah, all right. So, okay, well, let me show you around the grounds. Come on in, and you'll have to speak to the head archdruid, and he'll decide whether or not you can hang out and druid with us. I guess.
Okay.
Sorry, I mostly watch the doors. I'm not good with social interaction. I'm just used to people like throwing big rocks at us. Like, that's just.
Me too. I don't really talk to many people either, and when I do, they tend to throw rocks at me.
Oh, that's terrible. Hey, nobody threw rocks at her.
Wow, that's the nicest anyone's ever been to me.
No problem. All right, well, let me take you along. And you start walking in, and when you get in, the place is like a beautiful grove inside. As soon as you walk in, you're flanked on both sides by these flowering fruit trees, as petals are drifting along on the breeze. And you're leading up to one of the main structures around the center of this place. And as you're walking along, you can see various druids. You can see elves, dwarves, humans, halflings, gnomes, tabaxi, all different kinds. But you don't see any goblin kind. You don't see a lot of people like you until you start to get closer up to the main building. And then you pass a group of young druids. And there are goblins, there are kobolds, and there's even like 2 orcs in the group. And it just stands out against the background of all of this. And they seem to be waiting in line for something.
I've been like nervously playing with my ears, trying to downplay them. I'm failing because all it's doing is drawing more attention to her ears. And she sees the orcs and she kind of stops fiddling with them because maybe it's okay to have the ears here.
And every one of them has a daisy painted on the back of their hands.
Okay, I don't know that yet though. Yeah, so I'll say to my nice doorman, so there's people like me here. You let other goblins in. It's not weird.
Well, I don't want to be rude. I'm sorry. Like, this is new. This is a new thing. The guys that moved in across the river, they do an adventuring school over there. And they got all kinds of races in there. They got goblins, they got kobolds, they got a bunch of orcs, and turns out they're all really nice. We've been doing business with them for a while.
So you guys are you're friendly here.
I mean, we're a little gun shy. We've been hit by a lot of warlords in the past. I mean, the walls have always held, but these new guys who moved in across the street, they're kind of changing the game a little bit.
Kind of good to hear. My mom was trying to change the game, but she was trying to change it just with us two, and it's good to know that the rest of the world is trying.
Well, hey, I mean, we already got a bugbear that does like vegetable trade with us, so we might as well have one on as a druid.
Are they a druid too? Vegetables? No.
I don't think so, but he's a hell of a gardener.
That's so strange.
Yeah, I mean, his students are here, so I mean, he's probably around here. Hey, Ogbog! Come out here, you're gonna love this. And Ogbog the Manslayer walks out with a crate full of vegetables from one of these buildings and just drops them immediately. Norbog?
I take a solid, 3 scuttly steps back. Yeah?
Oh boy. Hey Don, can I get a minute? Yeah, all right. I mean, energy is just changed. So Don scoots away.
Norbog is just looking back and forth at everyone because she's not picking it up. She has no reason to yet.
Norbog, your name is Norbog, right?
Yeah. I told it to the gate guy. He's been pretty nice to me.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm not I'm your dad.
No, Mom said Dad was dead.
Ow. Okay, oh, that hurts a bit. But I kind of get it. But I'm not. I'm here. How are you? How have you been? There's so much I want to talk about, and this is weird. This is really weird. I'm sorry.
I don't know you. I don't understand.
Right. Okay. Right. I should probably but are you going to be studying here then?
I don't know. They haven't accepted me yet, and there's nobody else who looks like me and can do magic, so I don't know if they'll take me yet.
Oh, well, putting apart the awkward stuff that I said before, I mean, I could probably put in a good word for you.
I work at the academy over at the river, and I take care of the druid students when they come back and forth. I could probably say something on your behalf.
That would be very nice of you. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Good luck in your studies. Okay, kids, listen to Dawn, and we'll pick you up in a couple hours when the internship is over. And he quickly kind of scrambles up the vegetables back into the crate.
Yeah, she solidly, like, doesn't quite believe him.
Oh, that's fine. And he's like, he picks it all up, and he keeps kind of, like, glancing at you. And then he attempts to collect himself. And then he goes,
I'm sorry. You just reminded me of someone, I guess. Anyways, good luck with everything. I gotta get these back to the academy.
Okay, thank you. Good luck with your gardening. It's really cool that you like plants too.
Oh yeah, it's kind of a hobby of mine. I'm really good at it. I work together with a friend of mine. She's a tiefling. We set up a garden back at the academy there. It's pretty nice.
That's nice. I do some gardening too. I mean, kind of less gardening, more cultivating the forest and trying to use the landscape to suit your purposes rather than changing the landscape.
Did you get trained to be a druid? Like, how did you come across this?
Nope. Just, one day there was a caravan of humans going through the woods and kind of spooked me and turned into a squirrel. Who knew?
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Who would have thought, huh?
Yeah, and over the years I've picked up some other stuff. I can make plants grow like crazy, and I can shake the earth without having to do anything. It's kind of cool, but I don't exactly know how or why.
Wow, that's real neat. Well, I mean, anyways, sorry about my awkward introduction, but it was nice to meet you, and maybe I'll come by and see you again, and keep up on your studies. I mean, I'm always moving stuff back and forth between the two places. I like to exchange vegetables. Some stuff I don't got over at my garden. So I got a little trick thing set up.
If they take me, it would be nice to have another friend here, too. I'm just making so many friends this week. It's so weird.
Well, I mean, that's good. I'm glad. Anyways, it was very nice to meet you. Good luck with the druid thing.
And he gathers up his box, and he reluctantly walks away, and he kind of nods his head, and then slowly walks away.
Yeah, just
just right over. No, it's fine. This is. I love it. So, Dawn comes back. Oh no, it's fine. Dawn comes back, and he's like, "Wow, all right, never seen him like that before." All right, well, come on, let's go see the Archdruid. the other one, not me. I work on the wall all the time.
Yeah, Norbach has no measure of what awkward from anyone is because she's like met 3 people in her life and hangs out with deer, so she can't even tell them.
This is fine. Awkward. This is just like whatever. this is a normal conversation.
People just say they're your dad all the time. It happens.
Yeah, that's just a thing that happens, as far as I know.
Yeah. So she's wide-eyed kind of looking around and just assumes everyone is, like, super nice, and this is just how you talk to people.
And you're brought into this kind of massive hall. And there is a very old man kind of perched cross-legged on a mound of dirt coming up from the wood floor.
Hello. Please step forward.
Wave and say hi and step forward. No sense of decorum whatsoever.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am the Grand Archdruid.
Thank you for seeing me. I wasn't sure you'd want to.
Well, it's not every day that we are visited by a bugbear druid. But
Are you ever visited by bugbear druids?
come to think of it, no.
Nor
So I
are you
guess
a
you're
little-
the first.
Okay.
Ha ha! Suck it, Trevor. I inducted the first bugbear druid into the order. Trevor was my predecessor. Always lording his achievements over me.
They're doing the thing again, where they know something that I don't.
No, they're not. This is just a bit.
No, that was more of a, what the fuck is he talking about?
It's like, oh, Puck's lost his mind again.
So, what brings you to our order?
Well, I've kind of been living with my mom in Cormanthor for most of my life at this point, but she was killed, and it's a little lonely in the forest by yourself, and I can do things, and I don't know how. And this seems like the only path to take, other than sitting alone in the woods for the rest of my life.
Wow. Okay. So, sorry about that whole thing right off the get-go. But it is nice to see that you found your way here to us.
Yeah,
You
I
live
made some
in a
friends on the
place-
road and helped me get
you
here.
say you came from Cormanthor.
Yeah, it's pretty far away. Mom really took
Yes,
us really
that's-
far out there.
That is quite a journey. You've made it so far. Clearly, the Fae spirits have favored you in wherever you were nested. They have watched over you on your journey.
Yeah, sometimes they show up and talk to me and help me out with their magic.
Oh, goodness! You are already far along in our newest order. Excellent. Well, Miss Norborg, I believe I've seen enough. There's one final test, though, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Please put out your paws. No,
Up or down?
like this. Like this.
Okay.
Just like this. Okay. And he puts his hands over top of yours. Then he slaps them down. He says, "Oh, too slow. I'm kidding, of course." No,
Norbog
you're
is
good.
she's mildly horrified because a humanoid has just kind of attacked her. So she's having a little moment.
Just having a little moment.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. No, it was just I was just doing a thing, which is a little joke that I do on the new inductees. It's like
Could you not do the thing?
slapping hands is a sign of affection.
Okay.
See, like this." I understand that there are yes, that just like that. Oh, we're bonding. So anyways, this was harder than I imagined it being. So,
But you're in, kid.
Wow, that was easier than I thought it would be. Nobody tried to fight me. I mean, except for the aforementioned hand slapping. That was weird.
No, I don't want to challenge you. If I'm honest, if we got into like a confrontation, you would probably be able to break me in half. I'm very old.
I'm still pretty strong.
3 years older than Trevor was when he had to quit. And he knocks on the ground. He's dead, but he can still hear me.
Okay. So now what?
Next, you must commune with the tree.
I can do that. I do that a lot.
Well, this one's alive. Like, more alive than other trees that you may have spoken with in the past. He has a face and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah, I've never met any trees with faces.
Well, we will arrange the meeting immediately, and he will help you find your place in Druidkind.
Okay.
Excellent. It is a pleasure to meet you, Norbog. Good luck on your journey as a druid, and, sorry about the hand-slapping thing.
So, it's okay. I appreciate the apology, though.
So, well, this is an auspicious day. Our first bugbear druid. I mean, I don't want to tip my own hat too much, but I mean, people are gonna remember this archdruid for the cool things that he did. And, I mean, you could probably go. I'm sorry. I shouldn't make this about me. Anyways, good luck. And I hope to see great things from you in the future.
Thanks. Where do I go?
Oh, Dawn will show you the way. Dawn, show her to the tree. The wall is unguarded. You know, I'm not there right now. It's fine, Dawn. There are other people at the wall. Not me, though. But yeah, all right, I'll show you the tree. Come on, let's go see the tree. Now we get to walk around the interior anyway.
Love a tree. Love a tree.
All right. And Norbog is taken to meet with the great tree.
Meanwhile...
You know, I just realized that means Jobetta had to meet the tree at some point. Because that's where she learned her druid stuff.
Indeed.
Oh, shit.
So, in the ruins of the Avalon Knights Academy estate house in Waterdeep, you guys are slowly getting up, bloodied and bruised.
Yeah, Jobetta's immediate concern is Sharp. Like, I gave her that healing potion, but she's like...
Yeah.
She's like...
You give her the healing potion, and she drinks it down. She's like, I'm fine, dear, I'm fine. Harder hits than that.
And then as soon as she knows that Sharp's okay, she's like, Lilith! And she's like running to try to find Lilith.
You hear footsteps running. Boom, 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 boom. And then glass breaking. Lilith is running out the window, and she's gonna fly up to see whoever did the damage.
All right.
I'm not sure how fast that cart moves, if I see or not.
The cart moved like a flash. It's long gone.
It's gone, okay. And then Lilith is going to yell out to the top of her lungs and just be like, I swear on my crown I'm dragging you down to my domain and making you suffer for all eternity!
Is a thing that you might say if you were different. Too bad you can't do any of that.
But yeah, you just hear a little growling, just.
But it's like, Ixnay on the Elhay.
Fly back down to you.
Yeah. Dude,
Ixnay? What does that mean? What's Ixnay?
It means shut up. You can't talk about that.
And there's like a groan as Liana gets up from the rubble, and she's like, you saved me.
Wait, did you expect a different outcome?
I'll be honest, Lilith, I was a little worried. I thought perhaps you had hard feelings against me.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, thanks to you. It's just good to see you again. Are you all right?
Nothing I'm not used to. I turn to Jabetta and I'm just like, I couldn't see who shot us.
Yeah.
This happens to you a lot?
Who said that?
Liana.
Oh, yeah, typical Tuesday.
And Sharp gets up and kind of stretches a little bit and says, it's not infrequent.
Yeah. So, does anyone know what the hell just happened? Or... Also...
what?
Darius had just
I think
left.
somebody tried to kill us.
Whoa, okay, one at a time. What happened? Jabetta?
Well, Darius just left. Did he... Has anybody seen him?
I don't know.
Darius! Darius! And I'm with thaumaturgy and be like, Darius!
Is he important? I don't really know him.
He's a person with a life. So, I mean... Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, come on.
He's important to me. By me, I mean the Academy, of course, because he's an intern and.
Oh.
He also supplied all the weapons for hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a pretty big part of getting you here.
Yeah, right?
Hey, man.
But none of that happened.
Defend yourself.
So...
But none of that happened. No, don't need to worry about that.
Well, nothing happened. No, what? Hell? Who? Anyway.
And then Pucky said Bolter? Oh, no, Sharp. Okay.
Sharp hugs you, Gilbetta, and gives you a small kiss. And says,
God,
honey,
stop.
I have to go track down a cart and maybe slit some throats. I'll be back in a little bit. You take care of this.
And then, like, there's sort of like a pull, like, but no, I just got you back. No.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I just need to see where they're going and if there's a throat slit.
Did you see what they just did?
I'll slit it and come back. Yeah, they're out of ammo.
You don't know that. How do you know that? How did you possibly know that?
Because they left. And they're not still shooting at us, dear.
Maybe they thought they did it. Maybe they're lazy and they don't check their work.
Dear, they waited till all of us were here. These are professionals.
What if it's a warning?
It's a hell of a warning.
Well,
Lilith.
It's not a very good one because warnings usually come with a disclaimer telling you what not to do.
It's like, no, fuck
That's
you.
usually a
Usually
big
warn
part
you of
of the whole
something.
warning thing. Is that it tells you what you've done wrong.
For Gebetta's sake, Sharp, before you slit some throats, you mind, I don't know, finding a shop where you can message us somehow to rendezvous with you? We
I
all
can send you a message once I find it.
Okay, look,
But
I'm
darling,
not saying...
I need
look,
to go. It's getting away.
if there's an opportunity to slit a throat, but just... Oh, God, please be careful. Please come back.
I love you, I'll be fine. She kisses you again and, like, leaps onto a rooftop and is gone.
Okay.
You gonna be okay?
You know, I saw her for like 5 minutes, and then she almost died right in front of my eyes, and then she was gone immediately again. And it's not like I'm gonna have any kind of issues that arise from this over the long term after what I've been dealing with over the long term. And then I like just saw her, and we did the whole thing, and what was the point of any of it?
Do you want to go chase tail? Chase her?
I don't think that means what you think it means.
It's just like, that awkward silence actually happened.
I love those moments.
And it's just like, Lilith, is your friend gonna be okay?
I imagine throughout all of this, in my head, Gilbetta's kind of doing a walking and pacing thing as she's having this rant, and I imagine that there's like her trident is like glowing or something, or there's some shit's happening.
And like puddles are forming at your feet.
Yeah, it's very like.
You're making the floor wet as I watch her pace back and forth.
I mean, what? I sacrificed everything. And the instant we're here, she's gone again. Almost killed right in front of me. Again.
And let's go get her.
I'm so fucking sick of this.
Then, okay, we tell her and you share your feelings and you show her who's boss. All right? She keeps telling you and you deal with what she says. Now reverse that shit on her.
I would die for her. I can't. At a certain point, I love her, but at a certain point, I can't control her, but I want her to. Oh God, she's so different, but she's also in so many ways just like. And then Jill better realizes what she's saying, and she kind of looks at Liana, and she's like, "Hi,
Oh,
did you have a reason for wanting to see Lilith, or what?"
oh,
Yes. Lilith, our sister wants you to come home.
why?
Just for a little while. She's taken power
Why?
from Father.
Has that happened in Lilith's world?
No.
Did
Father
the old
has
man
passed,
die?
and she has seized the throne. But she is having trouble maintaining order. She wants us all to present a united front to the people. She has proclaimed that she will bring back the exiled princess.
They went out in the open with this?
There were always rumors, Lilith. There were always rumors. People want to know.
I don't know that they do. They might think they do. I don't know that they actually want to know what their king was.
There are still some people who support him. And if you come out and you say what a monster he was, that he hid you away, that he abused you, they'll forget about him and they'll accept our sister.
Well, this is kind of a big decision, and we should definitely think about the repercussions of this action in our world.
Come on, brain, think.
Come on, brain, you can do this.
Also, I just want to say, I don't know about you, but my buzz is gone.
I can't make you, but I thought if I came and saw you, I could at least reconnect with you.
Do you mind if we have? Do you mind if we just have a moment? Just me and can you stand in that part of the rubble over there for just a moment?
And
where that room, where the room was that before, you know.
Walter re-enters the grounds and reinstantiates as a physical form. Oh, my apologies, madam.
Yep.
I will take you to the safe room. Please come with me. And he leads her downstairs.
Oh.
Yes, it is below ground, Mistress Gebetta, as to protect from events like these. Good. You should consider yourselves lucky. The last time such a cart came to this building, I lost my life.
Yeah. And once they're gone, I'm gonna kind of look at Lilith. I'm gonna be like, what is happening here in this world? I thought we fucked up. What is going on here?
I don't. It's different. It's far different than I thought.
Wasn't this supposed to be better? And also,
maybe.
How do you think that she would feel about this if you do it? What do you think she would do?
If it's a trap, then probably we are best suited to go in their stead.
I mean,
we're stronger.
That's probably accurate, yes. If it is indeed a trap, then I think we should go in their place, because we're... But if it's not, would she want to come forth with this? I mean, I mean, I know you held your secrets close. I only assume she did the same.
I don't even know if Liana is aware of the contract. What does it even mean for the contract? Did it dissolve after he died? How did he die? Is it because the demon took him?
Why do you assume I know the answer to these questions? I know just as much as you. I mean, just ask her.
Anyway. Liana!
But why? Okay, well, I didn't mean. I thought we were going to talk.
Oh, shoot.
Okay. No, it's fun. And she's kind of like, no,
stay down there.
She's just, and Jobetta, like, before Liana comes back, she just kind of leans into Lilith and she says, I stand by whatever you decide, but take into consideration what the other you would want as well, because this was originally her world. And we want to bring them back to it eventually.
We need to somehow prevent my damnation happening in this world.
And I stand behind you however you do that. I'm just saying. Be sure to think of all the everything. Oh, hey, Liana, hey.
Hey.
How did dear old asshole dad die?
He withered away. His body just gave out one day. I didn't see it happen. Our sister was in the room with him.
And Gilbertus just kind of glances over to Lilith like,
Liana, I'm gonna come out with it. That guy, he made a contract. Are you aware of that?
I imagine he did something, and that was why you're like this.
I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think back because I know I talked to Piztog about this, and this was like a last year thing. What happened? Oh God!
Well, we can pause right there.
You'll have a whole week to research that answer.
And go catch up with wherever Darius is going.
Oh boy! Okay.
Darius, what are you up to, you sneaky little bugger?
Yeah, Darius continued down, and once he was a good distance away, found probably just another dark alley, somewhere to duck into. Pop Chadwick back up. Chadwick, keep lookout. And just kind of, you know, go behind a barrel or a fantasy dumpster. And pull out a map of Waterdeep.
Very well.
Take off his glasses. All right, you old son of a bitch. Let's hope you're willing to be found.
Blood starts coming out of your eyes and dripping onto the map.
Fucking gnome. God damn it.
Deep gnome. Who are you looking for?
You know who I'm looking for.
Well, as it dribbles onto the map, it leads to a dot that is on a street, and it starts streaking across the map, moving in your direction. Several minutes ago, from a building across the street from the Avalon Knights Academy Manor, Lord Zelos sat in a window. A powerful arcane weapon drawn and directed into the sitting room of the Avalon Knights Academy Manor House in Waterdeep. Watching closely as Lilith's sister and Jobetta's fiance sat having tea. He readied his weapon as Lilith and Jobetta arrived. But they left the room so quickly And he paused for a moment, wondering what was going on. Shortly after that, when it looked like he had an opening again, he saw Darius Mclaren leave. Darius Mclaren, wearing equipment and armor that does not yet exist here. Because he would have built it if it did. He powers down his weapon and watches as a black cart rolls up to the front of the Avalon Knights Academy Manor. He ducks for cover as the volley of cannons unleash. And then he moves back to the streets, trying to track down this Darius and find out what he knows. At the same time, across the rooftops of Waterdeep, a bard rogue, Kashano the Sharp, with her illusory cat ears, is bounding across rooftops, chasing after this cart. And she watches as the side of a building known as Crate and Barrel Supplies opens up, and the cart slips inside.
Holy shit!
No, that's...
Meanwhile...
Oh, God, that's... Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Everything is coming back.
We never went back to say sorry! Oh, no!
Norbog moves through golden fields and comes to this enormous tree. It has a friendly face on it, and it smiles, this mossy beard, and says, "Hello, child. I am Liverlass, and we have much to discuss." And that's where we end today.
Yep.
Oh, we got 2 more minutes. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
We got some shit coming back to bite us in the ass.
What was the name of that organization?
It was the Silver Arrow, Silver Moon, Silver something. I know I asked about. No, not flaming. I know I asked about it in the mirror past thing, and that's when I was just like, "Oh shit, did we do a bad thing?"
Well,
I'm to consult. So that
the
is
people we stole the box from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We did. We were in. Ooh, that's a gray area.
That was God. That was so. Redan was still with us with that.
And that's when I poorly flirted with the open opener. It was bad.
That was
cringy.
Like mid-season one, like early mid-season one.
Yeah, like right when I joined.
That's
almost
been long in the making.
You guys don't know what we're talking about. Come on to season 1 and watch episode 12 or 13 or something like that.
We'll figure the episode out, and we can put a link in the Discord.
Hop into the Discord.
The episode.
Ask your questions over there.
Yeah, it'll all come through. Everything will be revealed in due time as this intrigue continues to unfold. What business does Lord Zelos have with Darius? What does this tree have to say with Norbog? What is this death cart doing in the Crate and Barrel? Answers to these things and more coming up on the next exciting episode of Mercenaries of Mischief. So stay tuned next week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to my incredible cast. Thank you so much to my audience. Things are a little bit disjointed now because we're kind of like hopping around between different people's stories, and it's probably going to get more and more like that as we go on with this until we get everybody back together for the big finale. So look forward to more of that, guys. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us. And until next time, council dismissed.
Honey bun did ricochet into the monster's maw. Turned to rust right there. Honey bun was gone. Our bard quested. He said it was my fault how it went. Used a ring of witch.